Daphne, welcome.
Thank you.
My first Hell's Kitchen loser.
Oh, man. Shit. I really feel like a loser now. It's an honor, though.
It is. Okay. Let's just jump right in and talk about it. How did it feel? The door doesn't open.
Dude, I was excited. I was just like, I was happy that I didn't win because there's so much pressure.
Yeah.
Going and winning and opening up a restaurant, especially in New Jersey. Like, I live in LA,
right.
you know? I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to quit my job.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to move and do all these things and move to a city that I don't know. So, to be honest, I was not even expecting to even get that far. Like, I was okay with top 5, honestly. Yeah. I just wanted something that, you know, I could just be like, yeah, I got top 5.
Yeah.
You know? But the fact that my door didn't open, I was disappointed, though. Because I wanted my parents to be like, yeah.
Well, and also you make it like you tell yourself, you're like, look, if I don't win, I made it this far. It's okay. Like, it's like, this is awesome. We all know that like big things come from it. Yeah. But Hell's Kitchen's a little different. Like, you win a year at a restaurant, right?
Yeah. I mean,
that's kind of scary.
But after COVID, though, you have to put that into perspective too, which is like, I feel, you know, like chefs, it's just different after COVID, especially opening up a monster like that. Like, that's a lot of people. And I don't know if you saw the show, but I'm too nice. Like, I love working with other chefs, and I'm not that type of rude person on the line. Yeah. Like, I've done that and people walk out on me. And I'm like, fuck you then.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to be that way. Like, I've never understood the whole stigma of like angry chef.
Yeah.
Although Gordon does it well and has made a career.
Dude. He did. I mean, he was more savage back in the day, though.
Yeah.
He was, it's not accepted now, but I was kind of expecting him to be like that. I mean, you kind of got that because I feel like he's changed over the years. Now he's extremely nice. Yeah. Like, he was too nice. I wanted him to like really cuss me out. So
you wanted to be an idiot sandwich?
I just was expecting him to be more like gruesome, but it was still an honor to cook for someone like that. It was crazy experience.
Okay, so tell me, where were you before Hell's Kitchen? Like, what was the pivotal point that you were like, okay, I'm going to try and go this route. I'm going to audition for Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah. Well, I actually didn't audition.
You didn't?
Someone like hit me up through a DM, dude. And like,
they're thirsty out here these days. That's what I've been hearing the last couple interviews.
It's so bad, actually, social media. Thank you. So what is this?
These are wild. They're called C4. I'm not sponsored. I wish I was. Okay. I don't have enough viewers.
Come on, guys.
We need people to share this podcast, please. But so these are no sugar, no carbs.
No sugar with Starburst in the front.
I don't know how they do it.
A little contradicting.
It's a bunch of different vitamins they concoct together. These things.
No sugar.
You might feel your skin tingle in like 30 minutes.
I already feel the crack coming out of me.
These things work. Dude, okay. I usually drink the big ones, but
savage.
They're fun. Yeah, let's bring this over. Okay, so someone slides into your DMs and it's just like...
Yeah, so, okay, prior to Hell's Kitchen, I was like, you know, COVID happened. I lost my job as the executive chef, so I had to figure out a way.
Where were you working?
Spring Place, Beverly Hills. It's a membership club in Beverly Hills, and it just was kind of... We had Fenty there. The Chargers had an office space. It was almost like a very bougie WeWork, but we had a really elegant restaurant at the rooftop. So we were there.
How many seats?
I think we could have sat maybe 100, guys. Like, we had big parties. We had like Leonardo DiCaprio's 44th birthday there.
Wow. Yeah, and you did it?
Yeah, dude. I met Beyonce that day.
What?
I was a sous chef.
Okay.
There was an Italian chef, Mirko, who I like dedicated a dish to, but then he left and I was the main chef at that point. And so I did it for 3 months and then bam, COVID. It's like, fuck, finally, you know, and then this happens. So I had to really think of a way to still make money. You know, I'm a single woman in LA. Shit's expensive. So
I'm a married man in LA and shit's expensive.
Oh, God, dude. So like, you know, the hustle. The man that owns the building, he like really, he would come into the restaurant and I always made sure that I was like, what's up? I'm Dafne. He loved my energy. He's like, come cook for me. I was like, nah, I don't ever want to be a private chef. You know, it's not the same thing. And so COVID hit, I was like, actually, yeah, I'm down to be a private chef. Like, I'm available. I don't know when restaurants are going to open. So I did that. And then I've been with him since. But during my time with him, I was filming my lifestyle, working for a billionaire. And like he has his own private plane. He has multiple houses around the country. So I was just filming, making my pasta, you know, bouging it up. And someone from like, I guess a producer or a casting producer was like, hey, do you want to try out for Hell's Kitchen? I was like, there's no way this is freaking real. I have 900 followers too. And so sure enough, it was. And my boss was there when I opened up the email or like the DM, and he was like, what's going on? Are you going to quit? I'm like, no, hell no. I love you guys, but I think I want to do this. Like, I never thought that I manifested it, you know, but I never really thought that I would get the opportunity because I'm just a basic person, just a basic chef, you know? And so I got the opportunity. They loved my background story, my personality. And thank God I passed the drug test and all of that. And so, like,
were you worried about passing the drug test?
I smoke weed. I smoke.
They're not going to care about that.
Yeah, but I was just like, grew up like, don't do anything. And you know, as people on the line, we do a lot of crazy shit.
Sure.
But it just like worked out, and so then I was able to get onto Hell's Kitchen, and I couldn't believe it. I remember they were like, "Oh, you're probably gonna do the second season, though." I was like, what? No. But then they're like, nah, never mind. You're going to do 21st season. And so I was so stoked. I like couldn't believe it. And I was gone for a whole month from work.
That's it.
Yeah.
They did Hell's Kitchen in a month.
It's a whole month, 2 weeks of quarantine. And then you go straight to filming.
Yeah. MasterChef is longer.
Really?
Yeah.
How long was it?
The first season of MasterChef I did, we were there for, we got there January 5th and I left March 10th. Or March 15th.
Okay.
It was a long time. And then the second one wasn't as long because we filmed during COVID. That one was only 8 weeks.
Were you guys able to like drink and hang out during the season?
Our all-star season was fucking batshit bonkers. And like, we all have our trauma from it. You know, you have your trauma buddy. But like, the longer it's been since, like the more I look back on it, I'm like, we got a really fucked up deal.
Oh no.
Because we get to this hotel. We've done all the shit, you know, all the testing and everything. We're all stars, so we're all coming back. We've already gone through the show, you know what I mean? We know what we're doing. The
trauma is there.
Yeah, but we also know what we're doing. And it's wild how some contestants still were so disrespectful and such like inconsiderate prima donnas, even though it's like, you guys are back, you guys got a second chance at this is how you're acting. That's anyway so but like we got to the hotel, you guys are in a house.
No, we're at an old IKEA.
Wow. We're gonna talk about that. What? But you guys live together. The cameras are rolling in your space.
Yeah, there's cameras all over.
Right. So MasterChef, not. We get privacy at a hotel, and we go, you know, back and forth. But the issue was, we got to this hotel. We're all tested. We've all done our quarantine, and we all have rooms on one floor. And we still have to audition for our aprons, like on camera. We had a battle for our aprons. That was part of our season. Yeah. And they had themes for every battle. I was in the runner-up battle. I went up against other runner-ups. But during that period of time that we were waiting to film, like we all went downstairs to the outdoor like lobby by the pool. We're hanging out. You know, there's people that smoke. We're getting drinks. We're hanging out. We're getting to like catch up.
Yeah.
And that was like cool for 3 days. And like I was going to the gym. Me and this other guy Dan, we were like in the gym every day, because it was like, I knew what this was going to take. This is a marathon. You know, it's not a quick sprint to the finish line. So I was like, I'm going to be like disciplined. I'm going to get up every day. I'm going to go to the gym. 3 days in, they decide we can't be down in the lobby because there's people that are down there that aren't COVID tested and we can't risk this whole production. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's like they gave it to us and then they took it away. And then they gave it back. They were like, you can go down to they locked out gym time for us. Dude. And then they took that away. And it was like, God. And then they put a gym. They rented one of the hotel rooms and they made a gym in the hotel room on the 4th floor for us. But it was like a room like this big. And I don't know if you've ever ran on a treadmill in a tiny little box.
Oh, dude, you can easily fall off of it.
Not that. You lose oxygen real quick. There's a reason gyms are so big and have so much air and airflow is because you need that oxygen. Running in a room like this, trying to and I run like a hard 7.5 minute mile. Like I was sucking oxygen like I was gonna die. I was like, this doesn't work. I can't work out in here. I can't breathe. Yeah. So it all went.
There's no windows either.
Yeah, no, probably. I had it open, but it wasn't doing anything. Yeah. Plus, I can't even imagine whoever was under us, what that sounded like. Us on a treadmill. Jesus. Anyway. Wait, you were in an old IKEA?
Yeah.
Tell us about this. Tell us.
I'm from Los Angeles. I was one of the only ones from here. Okay. So they literally picked me up from an Uber and drove me 10 minutes away to this location. And I was like, wait, is this the old IKEA? And it totally was. It's where Burbank is and huge IKEA. It's not there anymore. They literally turned it into Hell's Kitchen. It was the dorm room, the production side, actual Hell's Kitchen, and then the back, kind of where Chef Ramsay's office is, which I guess only the top 2 get to see that kind of backside production thing. And I was amazed by what they had. It was literally an IKEA with storage and shit of their stuff, of their production stuff. And the crew in the back is eating nice. Yeah. And we're just we're trying to figure out what to eat after this freaking just hell of challenges.
Yeah, culinary makes the food for everybody.
Yeah, it's so sad. But yeah, it was a huge IKEA and it was so tiny. We didn't have windows and I don't think the AC was working either. So it just was a lot. It was honestly hell.
Yeah.
Literally.
I mean, what is that like living with the teammates? You have a bunkmate, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. I lived with 6 girls in one room. And that
sounds terrible.
Oh, dude, it was so messy too. It was disgusting.
I will say when guys are notorious for being messy, but we're only so messy. Yeah. When girls are messy, it's unbelievable.
Chaos.
It's chaos.
We're disgusting. We're disgusting creatures.
I'll never forget this girl's house I went over to in high school. She wasn't a girlfriend. She was actually dating one of the other guys, but we were all powwow. We were meeting there and then heading out. And I used her bathroom. I was like, I gotta use the bathroom. And I opened it and I was like, I'm still traumatized to this day.
Just hair all over the sink and stuff.
Makeup piled. You couldn't use the sink. I was like,
God.
What the... Everything. I saw things. I'm still traumatized to this day, 20 years later.
I'm sorry. Not everyone's like that. You get older and you're like, man, I really got to change my habits.
But when girls are messy, they are messier.
I mean, can I just say the bathroom that we were using was disgusting. Dude, we had 2 stalls for 18 people. First of all, they don't even cover our feet. And I'm a shy pooper, okay? I was so constipated, I couldn't. They're I cannot shit in peace with someone else next to me and I know who it is too, and I'm just like, hey, what up, Alejandro? I just couldn't. And then the 3 showers that we had, tiny ass, just a tiny
no
little
water
amount.
Pressure.
It was awful, and at least we got hot water, thank God. But once we did that challenge where it's the blind taste test, we have to go back and shower in our own shower caps, or not shower caps, but the own shower, and it was just filled with Parmesan cheese and tomato sauce, and we had to clean it up.
Oh, right, because you guys got shit dumped on you.
Oh yeah. Tell
me about this, because I think this is new, right?
I think he's been doing it for years.
I think the last season of Hell's Kitchen I probably watched was 16.
Yeah, same. I stopped watching it because I was like, it's cool, but I wouldn't see other shows, you know? But yeah, this is his favorite challenge. And it was so cool, dude. I was so excited. I got 2 out of 4 or 2 out of 4. So I didn't do too bad, but also I practiced.
What did you miss?
Freaking chicken, dude. Or I said turkey. First of all, they overcook this and to the point where you can't even taste the texture or the flavor of what it is.
And they chop it up tiny.
And then they chop it up. And then, you know, they blindfold you. There's like horrible classic rock music playing and shit. And so I just, it was so fun though. And then they dump it on you and it's so cold. And then you have to sit and wait in that for at least an hour and a half, sometimes 2. So I was like, you can see us all shivering because it was so cold. And then we just have to wait to take it off.
And then what was the other one you missed?
I think it was not sweet potatoes. I don't know. I just remember getting right sweet potatoes and mushrooms. And then the other one was something random. I cannot remember right now. Maybe it was potato or some weird shit like that. I don't know. Okay. They were all pretty basic ingredients. It wasn't like out of nowhere. The mushroom really, I could tell because of the texture. It was like the canned mushrooms from Target kind of thing.
Oh my God.
The only reason why is because I bought those specific ones and I was like, yes, mushrooms.
So you practiced for this.
Oh yeah. I knew what I was getting into and it was going to be my first cooking show and I wanted to kind of go all out and be the most badass. And I wanted to compete against the best. Like I saw yours and then you were like, I want to be against like the best person, you know? Yeah. Which you and Steven, can I just say you guys, that whole relationship, I freaking love it. Because it just was so much chaos and you guys are just screaming at each other. And I was just like dying laughing. It was just too much.
He's wild. I'm working on a show like a buddy of mine and I, we wrote a concept for a show and then the people that produce this podcast, they're producing it.
Nice.
And so we've shot a sizzle and Steven's in it and it's just like,
that's great.
He comes to life like you can't even imagine. He's such a wild dude. I mean, I've had him on the podcast a couple times and he's just like, there's so many layers to that dude.
Yeah, that's the best.
So obviously it's a crazy experience, you know, and also when you're getting that shit dumped on you and you're freezing, it's like Gordon Ramsay seems like in the real world like the nicest person.
Yeah.
And there's so many instances where like he's such an amazing human being, but then like when you're standing there shivering, you're like, does he fucking care?
No, dude, he's just laughing the whole time.
The whole time.
He loves it. He loves the torture. It makes good TV too.
I think that's it. He clicks into TV mind and it's like, hang on.
I actually met the creator when it was top 2 and he was like, hi, no one really gets to meet me. I'm this person and I created the show. I was like, what? Do you realize how traumatic this is? Like, why would you make a fucked up show?
Yeah.
He's like, because it makes good TV. Yeah. I was like, you're right.
That's amazing. Do you have a favorite? I mean, obviously you made it all the way to the end, but do you have like a specific favorite moment in your Hell's Kitchen journey?
God. Favorite or traumatic, I guess they're all the same. I would say one of my favorite ones was probably the Danny Trejo one. He came into the show. He surprised us, and I've been a fan of him since Con Air. You know, he's just a badass person. He's Latino, and I was like, fellow Latino. And so we had to make an elevated taco for him.
Okay.
And like there were all these cool ass ingredients. There's like masa flour. There's already handmade tortillas there.
You don't have to waste time doing that.
But I didn't do that. I was like, I'm gonna make my own tortilla. Why would I? You know, we have 45 minutes. It can get done.
Sometimes those are a trap.
Yeah.
Like I tell people like going into the MasterChef pantry.
Yeah.
There's things that are setups. If you fucking grab that and you use that, you're on the chopping block.
Oh.
And I realized that because when we were at Top 100, we were still auditioning. Like they were like on camera auditions, and we had this back room kitchen. It wasn't set yet, but it was like set, and we were cooking for the culinary, and they had 4 proteins, and one of them was tilapia. And I noticed.
What? That's a horrible fish.
I know.
It's delicious though.
No, it's disgusting. Everyone that picked it was cut.
Oh, dude.
Didn't make camera. And I noticed right there, I was like, oh, that's a fucking trap.
Damn.
Like chefs, like they want to make sure you're not picking something like tilapia. Like
I mean, you're on MasterChef. You should know that that's a horrible fish.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
I eat it all the time with my family, though,
stop
because we pour
it. It's not even real.
I know. It's like all the dirt. We're eating all the sand and dirt from other shit-ass fish.
Pick something else. Okay, sorry, I cut you off. So you decided to make tortillas from scratch.
I did. And like, I don't know. There was something inside of me that's like, don't use the tortillas that are there. So I did. I focused mostly on my tortilla. And then I just did a braised chorizo al pastor style. You know, very simple. Like, it kept it simple. I didn't go all out. Some people did like a Thai taco, which could have been great, but you have to remember your audience.
Yeah.
He is a very basic Latino that likes what he likes.
And he has taco
authentic.
restaurants.
Exactly. And so I made it for him, and he was like, "Oh man, this tastes like my mom's cooking."
Oh, that's
and
the best
to me, that was
compliment.
like, that's my style of cooking, is very rustic, grandma style Italian food. Like, I specialize in Italian, so it just I want to be different, you know. But I just like, for him to say that, it just kind of it gave me the confidence to keep going, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'm actually good, maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just step it up a notch. And then, you know, I did well, and then I did bad, and then I did well. So it was a roller coaster ride. And then, of course, seeing my parents, that whole scene when they actually surprised us, dude, that was so genuine.
They get you.
Oh my God. Well, they break you down.
Yeah.
Were you able to talk to your family while you were on MasterChef?
So first season, it had to be fair. It was like standards and practices was there for every phone call. So if one person was getting a phone call, they had to make sure they had enough time that everyone on set could get a phone call. And phone calls were only 10 minutes. So it was
it's like prison.
Yeah, it really was. And they hated when people said that. I never said that because I was like, as much as we think it's like prison, like, we're not in prison. We chose to be here. So I would never say stuff like that, but there were some people that would, and the producers would get so mad. But there would be like, sometimes there'd be like 14 days would go by, we didn't get a phone call. And they take your phones.
Yeah.
But then I snuck down in the middle of the night and I got them to turn my room phone on. And so I was calling family when I needed to, but I wasn't.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, but guess what? I don't even understand how this was even possible. In 2015, calling from Burbank to Marina Del Rey, they considered long distance.
What?
And then I was also calling my family in Florida because it was a landline that I'm calling from. I racked up a $900 phone bill in the 2 months I was there.
For them, though?
For calling friends.
But did you
and
have
home.
to pay for that?
Yeah, because I couldn't let them know. I couldn't let
that's true.
production know.
Yeah.
And I had to check out on the day of the finale.
Oh my gosh.
The van's out front waiting for me to go to set for the finale. And I'm at the front desk like, yo, I need you to. I was like, first of all, I don't have $800. I was like, you got to give me a break. I was like, how are you charging me $800 to call Marina Del Rey? They're like, well, it's technically long distance because it's a different zip code. I'm like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
I was like, this is bullshit. You gotta take this off right now. And they cut it in half and I paid $400.
Still, Jesus.
It was so bad.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, at least you got that. Like, even in the hotel room, I would pick up the phone and it would go straight to the production. It's like, shit. Like, I just want to talk to my mom. But like, that's why it was so nice to finally see them. And I was actually bummed my little brother wasn't there because he's a huge fan. It's just him and I. And then, you know, my parents were there, and when they surprised me, at this point I had just been broken down. It was already top 3, and usually it's top 5 that gets to see them, maybe top 4. So when we weren't going to see them, I'm like, oh, maybe it's COVID. Maybe they're just not going to let them see us. Maybe we're going to get a video. And so got surprised, and I just broke down. My dad's like crying, and my mom, and actually Chef Ramsey started to cry too.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see him like tearing up. It was just a very emotional thing for my family and for Hispanics that came here for a better living. Yeah. My parents I'm first generation, but they both came from Honduras. Yeah. And they immigrated here for a better life. You know, not expecting me to be a chef. That was their worst nightmare. Oh, hell no. No, dude. They were like, no.
You could cook.
For so long. Yeah. They never wanted me to be a chef.
What did they want you to be?
A doctor, of course.
A doctor.
Or lawyer, which I was en route. Yeah. I went to San Francisco State as a bio major, started drumming. I love, dude. John Bonham is the one that inspired me to drum. Like, I got into so much rad music in San Francisco, and it just really opened up my horizon of all these sick ass, like,
do you have a kit?
Music. I did, but I just don't have one because I don't use it anymore, and I don't have anyone to jam with. You know, like, I used to do it in college. Now I'm obviously probably shit, but I used to get down. That's when I saw that you were a drummer. I was like, oh hell
that's awesome.
But that's what you're so good at cooking, probably, because you can like work with your hands, and you're like really good at focusing, but also not. You kind of blur out everything else.
Yeah, like the multitasking. Sorry, I'm trying to keep the TV connected because we're gonna do some stuff in a second. But yeah, the multitasking and the
just everything.
The rhythm. When you find the rhythm of a kitchen, it's just like finding the rhythm of a song, and you gotta like stay on that wave. And if you don't, you know, you're
gonna crash and burn.
Yep.
Probably just burn.
Okay. Two questions. How did you find Italian food? Like, why is that like your cuisine?
I think I started seeing how pasta is made using your hands, and I've always been a creative person. I've always loved to draw, play with my hands, Play-Doh.
Yeah.
And so when I realized, oh my God, we're just grown-ups playing with Play-Doh.
You're like, that's it.
I loved it. I fell in love with it. I love getting my hands dirty. The whole aspect that you don't need that much to make good food with Italian products. You just need good products, like good olive oil, good tomatoes. All of that will take you to like the winning station. So I don't know, I fell in love with the culture. I love Italians. They're like chipotle, like they're just like very like, I don't know,
emotional,
but
passionate.
They're like, exactly, they're just like so happy to be doing what they're doing, and they're proud of where they're from. And so that reminded me a lot of Hispanics and like grandmas cooking and abuelitas and all that stuff. So I just put two and two together, and I was like, I love Italian food. I just love making pasta. I think it's a beautiful craft.
Yeah,
it takes patience. Yeah, patience and arms. Like you get tired, dude. I just did 400 raviolis for a vineyard.
Yeah,
I was like, why did I do this? But I love it.
That's the hard part. Every time I do like a pop up and I want to put like pasta on the menu, I'm like, this is going to take so much of my focus.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not hard to make good pasta, but like, you can also like ruin it so quick.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like if it dries out or
the temperature in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's so
like
important.
All of that matters and also the kitchen we were working with when we were at Dow Vineyards is pretty small. Like it's tiny. So I was cooking these 400 raviolis on 600 hotel pans. Just like boiling it in there and then cooking it in that as well. It was a lot, dude.
Wait, okay, hold on. Break that down.
So like a 600 full deep hotel pan. Okay. I put my Parmesan fondue in there and then like, you know, did whatever I needed to. And then I had next to it another 600 full of water. And so I was just doing that because I didn't have pots and pans. They didn't have big enough.
You were boiling in the 600.
Yes. Yeah.
And then
I had to make it work.
And then this. Oh my God.
And transfer it into another hotel pan. Because there isn't enough room to be putting out. Because, you know, you're doing 80 people at the same time.
Yeah.
And I didn't have room. And plus other people needed to get their dish hot. So I was like, give me my fucking stove for 5 minutes. And then let me put these 400 raviolis out. So, you know, we're honestly magicians in the kitchen.
Yeah, sometimes.
And that's why I love it. It's always different.
You feel like a MacGyver sometimes.
Yeah.
I grew up like loved watching MacGyver, and like there's not a day that goes by that I feel like I'm not like MacGyvering something.
I've actually never seen that.
I was too young to even be watching it. I was like 6, and it was like this. I don't even remember the premise of the show. I just remember the guy like. It's a thing. Anyway.
I should watch it then if it's that cool. If you're watching it when you're 6 and you shouldn't, then I'm in.
It was cool. It felt cool. Do you know who the culinary producer was on your season?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I have no idea.
We got to like, you know, we got to become very close with culinary with MasterChef. And Chef Avery was like head of culinary, and then I did a wedding with her post MasterChef up in Ojai, and we were doing you know, homemade pasta. I don't remember if it was fettuccine or no, pappardelle.
Okay.
And we were making it from scratch, but our kitchen was outside and we had tents,
Oh, great.
And we were hanging the pasta just around the fucking tent.
Dude.
And then it was like, I don't even remember how many people, 120, 150 people. And we had this giant pot of water and it took forever to get to a boil. We finally got to a boil, but it was like we were dropping pasta and then we didn't have tongs.
Oh, no.
Long enough to get like all the way in there. And
to use your hands.
If I had the adrenaline of MasterChef, I would use my hands. But I mean, it was boiling.
Oh, man.
And so we were like, she was like, I don't know, you just got to get it out, because she was like doing everything else. And I was just like, I was on pasta. So I grabbed the fry, the spider.
Yeah.
And I stuck it in and I made like this vortex and it got the pasta to all like float up. And then I was like scooping it out with short tongs. She was like, what are you doing over there? I was like, pasta vortex.
Oh my God, dude. I'm telling you, you become magicians.
Yeah.
You figure it out.
No
matter what it is. You just figure it out. And I think both of these shows, like, you really have to go, like, think outside of the box of how you're going to create this cool shit. Because did you guys also get 45 minutes or how much was your time?
So season 1, we got an hour. All-Star season, we got 45 minutes. But they're real. That they don't stop the clock.
Oh, I know. That's what I tell people.
Yeah, it goes. You know what these shows do? And I wish that every chef could experience it, because it really does change your perception and your work ethic and everything. Is no is not an answer in the Gordon Ramsay
culinary world in general.
Right, but there are chefs that will say no to things, or cooks that will, more so I'm talking about like cooks that just like they say no, or they can't, or they give up and they walk out. Like, you can't do that on these shows, and the pressure's so intense that when you go back into the real world, like, everything doesn't feel as intense. It's like you feel this like, I dealt with Gordon Ramsay at the worst point of my life. Like, this, I can get through this.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
true. Your standards become higher for sure after, especially like going to runner up. Like, I feel like we're just unicorns here, and I'm so glad you have this badass show.
Yeah,
like, this is genius, because if anything, I've heard that second place is the one that makes it. You know, like, we're the ones that actually start, because we're not tied to shit. We're not expected to do all this.
And we also don't have the cushion. So we go back out in the world with that momentum. I have to fight.
Oh my God. Yeah, dude, I've been going hard since the finale. I've been just trying to multitask. You know, I'm still young. I'm 30. And I feel like this is my time to just keep the momentum going and just run. I just got to run. Run, Forrest.
30 is the best age.
Dude, I love it. I love the third floor. Like, I'm so excited to be here. It's just, I feel like I got my shit together, my career. I've been doing it for 10 years now. And so I get to kind of just chill. I'm glad that I changed it at an early age, because I wasn't happy. But most people will change their careers later, and then they're like, shit, I got to start all over.
Yeah.
So I hope by the time I'm 40, I'll have really my shit together and I can really enjoy my life.
Yeah.
Right now, I still got to put my head down and work. Which is fine.
I'm on the balance of like work hard, play hard right now, because like I changed my career late in life. Like, I was playing drums professionally all through my 20s, trying to make it.
Why did you stop, by the way?
The music business sucks. Like, I mean, I was at the top of my game and playing giant shows like Kiss FM, Jingle Ball, Wango Tango. I mean, I have shots of me in front of thousands of people playing drums, getting like mobbed for autographs and making nothing. Yeah. Because the music business is like, people will do it for free, so we're going to take it. Like, and I got really lucky that I got to play like the last leg of it. I was playing for a girl group, and like, they had financial backing, so like, I was on salary, and that was when I auditioned for MasterChef, because I was like, I'm on salary as a drummer, and I was like, I'm like, this is like golden handcuffs, because like, this group, because they're a pop group, sing, dance, they play like once a month. It's not like my punk rock days where we fucking hammered and played every day and went out every day, and we made sure we had shows every weekend, and I was like, I'm drumming the least in my life right now.
But you're getting paid, it's still not fun.
Right. But that's what was making it not fun. It was like, I'm getting paid and I'm not playing. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's so lame.
And so, and there, I also felt the turmoil of the group like falling apart. It was, it's just like
girl groups, man. Kudos to being the drummer for that.
That's what's like so cool. I'm always this like, I always find myself in this weird like juxtaposition. Like I'm like this rock and roll chef that does really fancy fine dining food. Like when I played drums, it was like I'm this like happy, energetic person slamming on drums. Like, and then I get in with like these girl groups, and it was such a good contrast. It was like I brought this like wild, like masculine energy to the stage that where every other girl group, like they didn't have it, And so it was really cool for like the visual and the energy when we were performing live. But like the girls themselves, it was like they would spend an hour and a half in makeup, and by the time they got done, they were all mad at each other. And it was like,
bitches.
It's like, girls, there's a bigger picture here.
You sound more like their like manager, if
I should have been, but
yeah. I mean, that's so cool that you had two careers that have been successful, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And I am grateful for it. And every day, like, I also push myself as a chef and in this chef world really hard because I look at like what I did give up. I mean, and I technically haven't given it up. I still have the drums, and I mean, the girl I was talking with 2 days ago in here, like I'll probably play drums with her at some point.
Sick.
It's always there, but I really did give up the momentum I was building. When I'm showing up at these Kiss FM shows, and it's like all the DJs knew who I was. They're like, "Oh, you're fucking drumming today. This is gonna be sick."
Oh, damn.
I was definitely paving a way, but like it's really hard as a drummer because I'm not the singer. It's not about me. I'm always, and that was what fueled me into MasterChef. It was like I need to do something for me, and I can't sing, so I gotta go do something else.
And you killed it. Honestly, your dishes looked amazing.
It was. I just went in super naive. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just
Was that like your first time really cooking professionally?
Mm-hmm. The first season of MasterChef, yeah.
What, dude? Yeah. That's wild.
I know.
Because I think you kind of have to know what the environment is in a kitchen to survive it and to adapt to it. And the fact that you went from a chaotic kind of badass world to something that's also chaotic and badass, and maybe that's what resonated with you.
It was like it was just being naive and going in and going with my gut,
positive.
There is no is not the answer. It was like I got to get it done, whatever it is. And I also went in like I knew going in to season 6, like I don't know, I had this like again, I was just naive. I was like, if I just think that I'm the best here and wake up every day and say that to myself, and not say that in front of everybody else, just say it to myself, pump myself up. Like, we'd get up at like 4:00 in the morning. I'd put on like 4 Years Strong. I don't know if you know who they are, and just they're heavy, but they're like heavy music, but pop punk vocals.
Oh, okay.
They're wild. But anyway, I'd put that on, I'd get pumped up, and then it was just like I walked in and everyone was just like intimidated by me. But it was just like because I was carrying myself with like I'm the only person in my way. And that's how you have to go through those shows.
For sure. And what place did you get the All-Stars?
All-Stars, I was top 7.
Dude, see, that's why I'm like, I don't want to do another All-Stars if they do, because I feel like any runner-up that does another one ends up getting not even top 5, well, it's traumatizing.
You gotta see it, because I didn't go out because of a bad dish. I went out on a team challenge.
Oh, that's so lame.
And the internet was pissed.
Yeah.
But I'll say off camera what I really think happened. Okay. Speaking of pasta.
Yes.
I did a little thing with social media this week, and I had people make macaroni and cheese.
Oh God.
And submit, and I got two that have made it to the finale.
Wow. Okay.
Of my choices here.
I'm kind of nervous.
No, we're gonna judge and pick who was the best.
Mac and cheese sometimes can be difficult for sure.
And I'm going to let you pick the winner.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Here is, hold on.
I like how many verified people you have in your DMs.
That's
nice.
Yo, I used to say, like, it took me forever to get a fucking blue check mark. And it was ridiculous.
For me.
And one day I made a post before I had a blue check mark. I was like, I don't need a blue check mark. And I posted everyone that I've cooked for with a blue check mark. And then my DMs, I was like, I'm more verified than Instagram could ever give me.
That's wild.
Okay, this is from Vince.
Wow. Is that a freaking egg roll?
It's a mac and cheese egg roll with a cheese dipping sauce.
Cheese? Okay, this is like what I see, you know, something like...
This is like high food.
It's like IHOP or, you know...
Vince!
This is like the elite IHOP. This is what I would expect to get when I'm coming to Denny's high as shit.
High as shit. Hungover.
Oh, man.
The 4 a.m. meal.
Creative.
I think Vince, the fry on that actually looks really consistent, right?
He killed it. I don't know if he made the nacho cheese, but probably not. Probably tastes like plastic.
It looks, I don't know. I feel.
And I love how he plated it too.
He's been going to culinary school, so I think he made the cheese sauce.
Good job, Vince. Good job.
Okay, now this person sent in a video. They made a reel.
Wow. Oh. Holy crap. What? This person knows what they're doing.
A little roux.
Little blonde roux, though. Wow. Okay. They really are going in hard.
Yeah.
I love how they put mushrooms. Oh, but what?
We could lose the radish.
Actually, they just killed it for me.
Yeah.
I think
it does nothing for it.
She was doing. Is it a girl that did this?
I think it's I don't know. I think
whoever did this, I feel like they had good intentions, but they didn't execute it well. Like the dried up chanterelles, I feel like they didn't even saute them. We don't know if they did or not, but it doesn't look like it, right? Yeah, it looks like they were just rehydrated and baked. Yeah. I mean, that looks good. Right there. You should have left it.
Right there.
I don't know what the hell
they sauteed them.
They did.
They sauteed them. For me, it's the radish.
Yeah, the watermelon radish.
Serves no purpose.
Even the parsley, like even that big ass parsley. It looks nice.
Because you can't eat it.
Yeah.
I'm on the side of Gordon Ramsay. Like, your garnish has to be edible.
For sure. And like the watermelon radish makes no sense whatsoever.
But a lot of technique went into this.
I mean, they know what they're doing for sure. I think they.
So, is it Sick Fan or is it Vince?
Ah, man. This is the thing. I'm going to go with Vince because his technique was perfect and he didn't do anything more. Like, he didn't go to the top to make it look better. And then it ended up looking like.
Not mac and cheese. Yeah.
Like, just, you know, it didn't make sense to have what the other person did.
Well, there you have it. Vince, you win the mac and cheese contest.
It's only because I'm a stoner and I can see your vision. Like, that is perfect. I would be happy to get that. Are you kidding me?
Amazing. Unbiased decision. We love it. Well, thank you for judging that.
Both of them did good, though.
Yeah.
The other one was impressive.
I could go for those egg rolls right now.
I'm telling you, he made up something that's genius.
Yeah. Well, and I stated in my video when I was asking for that I don't like baked mac and cheese.
Is it because it's too dry?
It dries out. The cheese gets stringy. Like,
yeah, it does coagulate too. It just starts separating.
Yeah, I'm all about a stovetop mac.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see.
Honestly, I'm gonna sound awful right now, but I love Velveeta cheese. Like that whole thing. I know it's toxic probably, and who knows what's in there.
But when you combine like Velveeta with a really good
Gruyere or like
Gouda,
Havarti, dude.
Yeah, it works. So let's talk about the private chef world for a second. You transitioned from working in restaurants.
Yeah.
I've worked in restaurants and I've also done private, and I think they are both equally as difficult.
Oh yeah.
I think that a lot of chefs that have never done private like shit on private chefs and they have no idea.
So I was one of those people.
Let's hear about it.
I was a line cook for many years and I was like, private chef, that's when you sell your soul. Like you instantly are giving up on like the love of kitchens. So once I was forced to kind of do it, and I fell in love instantly because I'm like, man, I have control over everything, and I get to buy the groceries. And that's the hard part, is buying groceries, taking them out of your car, putting them and organizing.
You do everything.
Everything. You're your vendor, you're your own like food inspector person, your own sous chef, prep cook, bitch work. Like, you do everything, so it does not make you lazy. And here I thought private chefs are lazy, and hell no, we're not. We just do way more than what is expected. And we're more than chefs. Like, I've become like almost like family with my clients because I see them so much, and it's such an intimate relationship. That's the thing. Like, you really go into their family and you see stuff that most people don't, and it becomes intimate. And you make them like, sometimes my boss, well, you know, he's had a meeting, he's tired, he's hot-headed. So I'm like, how can I make him better? I'm going to give him something cold to cool him down. So I almost feel like also his therapist. Like,
sometimes.
Literally, I see that sometimes they're having a bad day and I'll make their favorite dish. So that's what I love, is that they're open to trying things, and I can do so much for them. And plus, I work at a very nice place. Like, mostly people that have private chefs are, you know, they're wealthy, so they have nice homes, nice kitchens. So I can see the sun, and like there's winds blowing in my face. When you're in a kitchen, dude, there's no windows. There's like, it's hot.
Right, when you're in a restaurant kitchen.
Yeah, you can't hear the birds singing. Nope. Private chef life is nice. I have more freedom. Like, I'm off 3 days, I work 4. Sometimes, I asked for it though, because I was private chefing during COVID, doing so many private dinners, and I was getting exhausted. And I was like, man, like, I'm really going to lose my love for cooking and my creativity. So I don't want to be burnt out. And I think 4 days is perfect for anyone. Like, 4 days, go hard. Of course, there's going to be times where you're going to work more than 4, which is understandable. Like, I was a sous chef. I was, you know,
you've done a
dead
lot
in the kitchen. So I can do that. But the 3 days off lets me do stuff like this. It lets me like really see who Chef Dafne is. It makes me have a life. Like, I can go and meditate. I can go and like look at the stars, search for aliens, whatever. Like, I actually have a life now. And that's something that private chef life gives you. It's great. I actually love it. But I do miss restaurants a lot. I just miss cooking with other chefs.
That's the hard part. I fight with that all the time. I'm lucky we have a lot of parties at the house that I work for.
You're a private chef right now?
And so I've been doing it. I started pre-COVID. I was doing, you know, after MasterChef, I jumped into kitchens. I thought I gotta go like earn my stripes and all that. And, you know, obviously, like you've seen, like, I like to do things well, and I get in and I go for it. Well, I was met with sabotage from jealous chefs, and then like seeing how like restaurant owners promise you the world and then give you nothing. And I mean, showing up, like, I got asked to chef this one restaurant, and they were like, you can do this and that and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, you don't have to worry about budget. I get in and they're on COD with everything because they haven't paid any of their bills.
So embarrassing when it's like that.
And I'm like, and the vendor showing up looking at me going, where's the money? I'm like, I don't know.
You're like, please give me the strawberries. I need them.
I'm like, I need what's on your truck right now, please.
It's hard.
So when I found the private world, I was like, wow, this is amazing. But then, you don't get to cook with other people, and that's how you like learn. So that's really hard. So I'm lucky that we do a lot of parties, and I have a couple people that I get to bring in, but also, like, you know, in the private world, like, people are very, at that level, they're very particular about who's around them. So I can't just have an open door of cooks. Like, I gotta have my core people.
You just need to have people that you trust and that know the clientele. Because if like George Clooney or Leonardo DiCaprio show up, you can't be like, oh my God, they're there. You know, now I'm like, what's up, dude? Oh, do you want some food? Okay, cool. Like, now it's like, you have to almost be a celebrity like them, which we are. We killed it on a show, you know, like so that's the cool thing, is that when you have your team, you just take them everywhere. And like, that's what I have too. I have amazing chef friends that are in the industry, know the clientele, so I don't have to babysit them. And like my my boss is very particular about who comes into his house because it's his home. You know, he does so much for the world. And so he just wants to chill. He wants to chill at home and he doesn't want to worry about people snooping around or shit like that. So that's the other thing about being a private chef. You also have to be so private about everything. Yeah. That's why sometimes I like don't like talking about it because they are, but my life is so cool that I'm like, but I love cooking for you guys because I get to be on jet planes and like all this shit. And I get to go to Air One and spend money. God, and I love it.
Isn't that amazing? Which Air One do you go to?
I go to the one that's in Coldwater Canyon and the one in Malibu. So there's two. Where's
one in Malibu?
There's one like on Las Virgenes, when you're going to Malibu.
That's Calabasas.
Yeah, like Calabasas kind of Malibu situation.
Because they are going to open one in Malibu by the Whole Foods.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah.
One and done for me then, because I go to that Whole Foods.
Do you?
Yeah.
I go every day.
What?
I'm literally leaving here to
Malibu?
go. Yeah.
Same. I don't want to say where I work, but we
can talk off camera.
That's so cool. Yeah, I go to that one all the time. Like I know the people there, the butchers and all that stuff.
Same.
Oh, dude, we should totally cook together then.
Yeah, I leave here and I'm going to that Whole Foods.
You started cooking today.
Yeah. I cook. I usually cook Monday through Friday. Sometimes this week I'm doing Monday through Saturday, because we have 45 people coming into the house Saturday, so I'm doing a big luncheon.
Yeah. Are you the only private chef for this client?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I travel back and forth between here and Dallas. They got me a place in Dallas.
Oh, dude.
And they gave me a car, and then when I go out to Dallas, like I take care of them there too. And they have a big family, so it's two principals, and like they're the core, and then they have
extended family.
They have 6 grown kids that are our age that are all married and all having kids, and then they have, like my client, she has brothers and sisters that live in town, so they're always coming over.
Everyone's like smooching off of their service. Honestly, that's what it is.
Sometimes she's generous. She loves having everyone over. But like in the past, they've had chefs that like weren't. I don't want to say weren't great, but
they weren't catering to everyone.
They weren't catering to everyone. So like when they wanted to have family time, they would go out. Well, because I'm like so good at catering to everyone.
You're a yes man too. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had to like try and draw lines, but it's so hard because they have so many restrictions, and I can make them all happen. Yeah. So it's like they don't go out on Friday nights. Everyone comes in and they're like, let's eat at Chef Derrick's.
Dude, that's awesome though.
So it's a nice compliment, but it can be exhausting.
No, it's exhausting.
Do you have a lot of like allergies and stuff for your client?
Keto, gluten-free, dairy-free. We use really good olive oil. I only cook with Himalayan salt. Yeah. Only that. And he's older, so I have to be very like health conscious. His wife is very healthy as well. So I do a lot of like forbidden rice dishes and stuff like that. And then a lot of Arabic dishes. Yeah. Which is cool. And like all he wants is his mom's cooking. So I get to cook like grandma style of cooking.
Yeah, like you like.
Yeah, but he also has a lot of family. So I do that. Mac and cheese for children, and then like elegant dishes for dinner.
But he's gluten free, so what do you do for pasta?
So he'll do either whole wheat pasta or the hearts of palm.
Oh, that stuff's terrible.
It is. That's why my sauce. He's like, "Can I get a hearts of palm with like a pink sauce?" I'm like, "That's so contradicting," but okay. But also, I've been trying to do gluten-free pasta by hand. It's hard to find a good recipe.
I've got one. I made one up.
Oh my God, you made one up? What kind of flour do you use?
I use cup for cup.
Okay.
3 eggs, 2 cups of flour, 3 eggs, whole eggs, 3 egg yolks.
Okay.
A little bit of salt, and then in the flour before I put the eggs in, I do a teaspoon of xanthan gum. There's already xanthan gum in cup for cup. I added a little bit more.
See, is that what gets it to be expanded? Like
it gets it to hold together. Yeah.
Okay. See, that's what I need to do.
But the egg whites help too. You can't do just egg yolks. Yeah. It falls apart. Okay. So the egg whites and xanthan gum help for the 2 cups. Wow. Try it. Yeah. But it's still difficult, but I've rolled out like some nice, agnolotti with it. It's amazing.
Yeah, there's this one time I had to cook for like Danica Patrick and Aaron Rodgers.
What?
Dude,
how did you get that?
My boss.
Oh, so he knows all these people.
He knows people.
He knows people.
He knows people, and he knows the elite people. Wow. Like I've cooked for many awesome celebrities. Wow.
And one of them I was going to ask you sorry, finish your story.
No, yeah. So they were all fancy and healthy. So they wanted keto, gluten-free, everything, but they wanted Italian. And I was like, what? How am I going to do this? It's impossible. I need cheese. I need bread. I need butter, you know? Yeah. So I did this buckwheat pasta. I think it was agnolotti, and I did like sweet potato and all this stuff, but it wasn't like the best. Like the texture was so weird. Yeah. But even then, Aaron Rodgers was just like, yeah, he was just eating and stuff. I was like, that's so cool.
I'll one up you.
He was happy. He was happy with my food.
Is I'm lucky. She's dairy free, but she'll do cheese.
Okay.
Which
like goat cheese or
she'll do all cheese.
Just not as much.
But for some reason, as liquid, when dairy is liquid for her, it
probably fucks her stomach.
It messes with her stomach. But when it's cheese, it doesn't.
Interesting.
I don't know. I don't ask questions. I'm like, as long as I can use cheese. But she's allergic to tomatoes.
No.
And she's gluten free, and she loves pasta.
Tomatoes, dude.
So I do this carrot and red pepper sauce that
sounds good.
It actually, like, sometimes I prefer it. I'm like,
because you get the sugar from the carrot.
From the carrot, you know? Yeah.
And then bell pepper is just like bomb.
It's a good. And sometimes I'll go, like, if I want to do more of like a creamy sauce, I'll go heavier on the carrots and Parmesan, and I'll put Parmesan cheese, and then just make, I don't know. And then
you just come up with shit and it comes out good.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Do you ever just experiment with them and then you're like, oh wait, this actually came out good?
Yeah. So like,
or are they creatures of habit?
It's both. It's really difficult. It's this weird fucking dance I do. And by the end of the week, I'm exhausted because of the dance. But so I cook for 2 people most of the time, but they still want family style. I don't plate it. Like, they don't like it to touch or something. I don't know. I watch their plates and like they separate everything.
So like, God.
But anyway, but I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. Anyway, but they still want family style even when it's 2. So I'll do a the husband will eat all proteins except for pork, but he doesn't like fatty fish. He doesn't and fatty meats.
Branzino and stuff.
He loves
that?
branzino. Oh, okay. He doesn't like Chilean sea bass.
Yeah.
Halibut, whenever it's too thick, he doesn't like.
I don't know why people don't like halibut when it's thick.
Yeah, me neither, because that's when it's the best.
Yeah.
He likes most things well done. Like one time I cooked these shrimp. I cooked these shrimp one time. They were like literally perfect. I mean, these would have won awards. I was so proud of these shrimp. Yeah. Like when I took a bite, I was like, this is the best fucking shrimp I've ever had. He goes, can you cook these a little more for me? I was like, I wanted
it's so sad.
I wanted to jump off a cliff.
You're like,
anyway, so I'll do protein for him. I'll do a protein for him, and then I'll make a soup. So I'll start them with a soup mostly every night.
So you do like super salad and then
so I do
entree
a soup,
and dessert.
A salad, a vegetable, a protein entree, and a vegetarian entree.
Wow. Sometimes
the vegetarian entree and the vegetable will be the same thing. So like he shares that with her, but like if he doesn't like eggplant, so like for instance, like if I was I'll do an eggplant parmesan for her. I'll do a chicken parmesan for him. I'll do like a grilled Caesar. You know, I make the dressing and whatever, and then I'll do like asparagus, and I'll do like some balsamic onions.
Yeah.
Like I found this recipe where you take like boiler onions. And you just peel them, and then you boil them in water until like the water's almost gone, and then you put in just like a bunch of balsamic, and then reduce it down, and then these onions become just like caramelized balsamic onions, and I put them over asparagus, and they love that. Yum. So I'll do a soup, and I'll do those 4 things. But then it's like if I want to get creative, so then I'll start the week off with something I know like. Everything they've had, it's all familiar. They love it all. And then throughout the week, I'll take one dish and I'll do something new. So it's like, okay. I'll like take her, because if she doesn't like it, there's still 3 other things she can have and she still gets full, right? So that's how I experiment. And then sometimes I'll experiment with dessert, and then everything,
Do you only do, because you said you work today, so you don't do breakfast for them?
No, so I just do dinner, family style, and then they take
that's sweet.
They do the leftovers for lunch the next day.
Wow.
But if you knew how many parties I did a year.
No, I know. That's the thing is when you do parties, that's where you start getting burnt out.
If I wanted to quit and then just charge them my booking rate for doing parties for all their parties a year, I'd probably make more money.
Probably.
That's how many parties I do.
But your salary, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why. Like, party, let's do it.
But when they have, holidays, like the Malibu house, they'll put 16 people in it for like the week of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I'll do breakfast, lunch, and dinner for all of them.
That's wild, dude.
And we do it like 4 seasons.
But you have like 2 people,
I bring in a
right?
person on that one. I'll bring in one person. I've done it by myself a couple times. It's hard, but
it's a lot. It's just a lot. It's not hard. It's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
I feel like you can do, at this point, you can cook anything. It's just the fact that buying the groceries, having enough food.
It's the time. It's prioritizing the time.
Yeah.
And it's in Malibu, so I got to get up. I'll get up at 5 a.m.
Do you live by here?
I live in the marina.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's not that.
Where do you stay?
I live by Universal Studios.
Oh.
So it's still a little far ahead, but I do enjoy the
But
drive.
you just take the 101 up to
like the
Air
hills.
1 and then drive through.
Yeah.
We pass each other all the time.
Yeah. That's wild. LA's such a small world. And like
when you're at the top, it's small.
Yeah. Now it's like, oh shit, I see so many chefs and stuff. So it's cool. But I love driving to Malibu. Like people don't realize it's so beautiful.
My drive is up the PCH every day. I'm like so grateful.
Except when there's like a horrible accident.
Yeah.
And then you're stuck there. I've had that where I'm almost close to my job. I have to drive all the way around
and go around
to the 101 around to get. And I'm like, fuck, dude.
I got all the way.
People know how to drive.
Yeah. I mean, it's luckily like the GPS now.
Yeah.
Even though I know where I'm going, sometimes I'll put the GPS in just to see
how bad traffic is.
Because like the Tesla GPS is so good.
You have a Tesla?
Mm-hmm. If you ever ignore that GPS, you fuck up. Like when it tells me to go all the way around, I'm like, you really want me to go take the 405 to the 101 through the canyon to go to Malibu when I'm in the marina? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You literally
sound like you're from SNL.
I know.
The Californians. I love that.
Trey?
It's true though. We do sound like that.
We sound like that, and that shit happens.
It actually is legit. You take the Coldwater Canyon to go somewhere. No, dude, that's cool though.
I've always been a car guy, but
you have the huge. You have the SUV Tesla. I'm guessing.
I have the Y. Yeah.
Because you probably buy so many groceries.
Well, I started with the 3. I got so I'll tell you. So always been a car guy, and growing up, like my parents didn't have like money. Like I mean, when I wanted shoes, like they would take me to Payless, and I was like, this is not cool at school. I get made fun of. They're like, like, you gotta buy your own shoes. And so I mowed lawns. Like I went out and mowed lawns. I helped my dad with a paper route when I was young.
Wow.
And like, it was like those kind of things I was like, I need money because I want things. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be made fun of at school. And so when it came to cars, it was like I was a car guy, and my first car was a 1956 Buick Special.
Wow.
My grandfather on my dad's side, he just had like a junkyard of cars. Like I don't know where he got these things, but this car was sitting in his yard just rotting, and it started. So we're like, we'll take it. The interior was perfect.
Yeah.
White leather, but the outside was rusting away. We got it shipped down to us in Florida, and we like my dad and I worked on it. I didn't know what I was doing. My dad was taking over everything. So
yeah,
but it was a tough drive because it was like sometimes it just wouldn't work, and like I wouldn't make it to school. I'd be like stranded on the side of the road,
dude.
And then there was a car collector that bought it from me for like $1,500, and I think I spent like 400 of it to my other grandfather and bought his Geo Metro. So like my first like actual working car was this tiny little piece of shit 3-cylinder. It literally took $6 to fill up the tank.
Oh man.
And it was a piece, but I drove it everywhere until I could like save up, and then I got like a box truck for the band. It was like this big It looked like a mail truck, but it was a little bigger, but smaller than a UPS truck.
Yeah.
And it was pink.
What?
And then the doors would pocket.
Wow.
And I filled it with black shaggy carpet. So like all the seats, the steering wheel.
Oh yeah.
It was,
dude.
and I would ride with the doors open.
That's
and I had like this like
badass.
long like surfer hair. And I drove that thing around for a while, and then we burnt up the engine. We filled it with all of our band equipment, and we were driving to this studio that was like 4 hours away, and we were on the highway, and it wasn't meant for the highway, and burnt it up.
Oh no. That's sad.
And then like I got like I don't know, then I got another car, and it was like, and then I got a Scion XB when those came out.
Those are fast, dude.
The XB was the SUV one. It wasn't fast.
Like the one that was kind of
boxy looking thing. Yeah.
Still a cool car.
Still super cool. and I I with my own money, like it was like I just worked to get cars, and I would put subwoofers in them, and like I loved it.
Damn.
And then like my last car for the Tesla was a Fiat, because that was all I could afford.
Fiats are cool, like stick shifts.
And it was, yeah.
Oh man, that's what I wanted. They're tiny though.
They're tiny.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford anything more, and that was the best I could get, and it was just like, I don't know. I was like, I could fit my drums in it. Believe it or not, I could fit my drums in this thing.
That's wild. And the Fiat?
Yeah, and that was what was important to me. It was like getting my drums around.
Yeah.
And then when I transferred into private chef life, it was like, wow, this money is insane. Like, this is good money.
That's the thing, is that once you taste the money, you can never go back to the line.
Yeah.
We make more than most executive chefs that have been working there for 20 years.
Right. So
it's sad.
It is sad, but it's also... But also, we have to be creative and think of new shit every day.
Yeah.
Like a restaurant, it's like they build the menu, and then they run that menu for at least the season, the 3-4 months.
Yeah.
They have time to come up with another menu. But anyway, when I got that first gig, that was like, I worked for a Prince with another chef, and we were just getting paid cash every fucking week.
That's
and
nice.
it was just like, oh my God, this
You
is so
make
much
a
money.
lot.
And I was like, all right, I'm getting a Tesla. Because I was tired of pulling up to these big ass houses with a Fiat. I was like, it was a whole like thing. It was like, I don't look like my food. You know what I mean? Like, I don't look like I'm representing the quality
what
of
you
food.
Represent,
right.
For sure.
It's like dressing for the job, but we wear a chef coat.
Yeah.
So how do we dress for the job? It's what we drive up in. It's our knives. It's the food knowledge. And it's like, none of it matched. I was like, I look like I don't belong here with this Fiat. And I would like make sure it was always clean and like shiny, but I was like, it's still not enough. And another chef, I rolled up, and this chef, she goes, that doesn't look like the car you would drive. And
I could never picture that you in a Fiat.
And I loved the Fiat.
It's a little tiny ass car.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm getting a Model 3. I could afford that. Got the Model 3. And then it was like every house I rolled up, I felt good.
They're like, oh yeah, this guy knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I had to get a Jeep. So I have a Jeep Rubicon. That was like my kind of dream.
Those are expensive as fuck.
You
could afford a Tesla. You could have a Tesla.
Okay, this is my thing. When shit goes down, the Matrix just like falls over. There's not going to be a place to charge your car. Like,
you're
really
in
think
LA.
about
You
it.
think you're going to get out with a Jeep?
I guess you're right. I don't know, but I'm going to drive like on mountains and shit to get to wherever. I like had to get that car because I crashed my Infiniti G35. Dude. Broke my femur in a DUI accident.
No.
Because I'm an idiot. Yeah, I would thank God.
Chef life.
Dude, it was actually after work because, we party after work. Like I had worked after, I think it was New Year's Eve, and then I was just like, I want to party. I want to blah, blah, blah. And then Infiniti G35s are so fast, and it slid though. It slid into a cement pole, broke my femur. I was like, shit, I got to get a bigger car that's going to save my life.
Yeah, well,
Again.
Tesla's the safest car in the world.
Did you see that video though of the Tesla like losing control? It was like in Malaysia or some weird country like that.
Yeah, and they also just had a whole court hearing about it, and it was the
fake.
driver.
Oh, okay.
The driver
I figured it was
driving.
fake.
The driver was driving out of control.
Yeah.
No. Did you see the story where the guy tried to kill his whole family driving off the cliff up in Northern California? And he was driving a Tesla and drove it off the cliff. It fell 200 feet down a rocky thing, and everyone survived. He tried to kill his whole family, and everyone survived because he tried killing him in a Tesla.
What, dude?
Yeah.
So the Tesla is like indestructible.
No joke. Like, if you hear Elon talk about it, he's like, when you go to get the car rated, there's only the score only goes so high. He's like, we score 100% on everything. He's like, if the scoring went higher, we would still score 100%.
What,
He's like,
dude?
I mean, it literally is this. And the Model X,
is it the one with the
doors? Yeah. The Model X, there's sensors in the seat. So like if you drive like this or you drive like this, it knows where your weight is, so that if there's an accident, the airbags know how to deploy based on your weight distribution.
What?
Yeah.
He really thought of everything.
Everything.
You need to have him on this podcast ASAP.
I don't have time. He
He's
doesn't have time
guy.
for me. He doesn't have time for me. He hasn't lost anything. He wins at everything.
I know, it's true. Oh man, dude, I never knew that.
Yeah.
I think Jeeps are pretty hardcore though.
Jeeps are. No, you're in a great car.
And I got the best version possible. I was like, I'll get a Rubicon.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get a Wrangler.
You're in an amazing
I love it.
car.
Yeah.
What's the gas mileage like on that thing though? Yeah.
I mean, I knew this from the beginning and everyone's like, gas is like $6. You're going to be fucked. I'm like, I don't care. I want to drive it. Yeah. And like, it's expensive. I fill it up with $115.
Jesus.
And I drive all the way to Malibu. I think, dude, I actually don't know how many miles, but I would say 2 days of work back and forth Malibu will kill my gas tank. And also, I'm that type of person.
So you're spending like $500 a month?
Probably, yeah. And I'm always the one that's like, I'll drive everyone. So I spend a lot on gas, for sure.
Okay, when I have to go to a supercharger, which
yours
Tesla owns. Okay, so when the electric grid goes down, Tesla's grid I believe is still going to be up. Especially because they're converting a lot of them to solar. Like the one...
It's genius.
The big one that when you're heading out to Vegas, there's a big Tesla station and it's all solar. And
That's
the one
awesome.
in Santa Monica soon will be all solar. But when I have to fill up, I get 310 miles to a full charge.
Yeah.
And if I fill it up at a supercharger, which is like the most expensive charging, I think it's like $11.
And plus you get a tax write-off.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
No, I mean, that's the way to go is smart cars for sure.
It's also so much fun to drive.
Oh, people get car sick all the time in there. It's literally like a spaceship.
Yeah, it goes so fast.
You are an alien driving in these streets.
I'm so into aliens. So my cookie company here, open this.
Okay.
This is my cookie company. This was my...
Oh, dude, I didn't even see this.
This is my side hustle.
I love it. Epic Mega.
We just opened a store at Runway Playa Vista.
If I saw this, I would be stoked already.
So that's what the side of my building looks like in Playa Vista.
Wow, dude, this is beautiful. Oh, whoa, baby, that's a big ass fucking
Epic Mega cookie.
That's a huge ass cookie.
So this is my chef's dream cookie. So that's this is your prize today.
Oh, thank you
for playing the game. You got to play a game.
Oh man, what if I lose? I usually lose, so obviously I'm
this
here.
This is a redemption game for you.
Okay.
You're gonna jump into it. No peeking in my bag.
All right. Honestly, this energy drink is making my face just fucking tingly.
Right? I told you it was going to do that. Yeah, it's supposed to do that. That means it's working.
Oh, God. It feels hot. It's tingling.
Tingly. Yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
And then you're going to have wild energy all day. These things are so addictive.
Oh, man. Oh, gosh.
Dun, da, da, da.
Yay. Let's see what's going to happen now.
Round 2.
Okay, here we go. Oh, God. Do you know how much I trust you right now? I'm just closing my eyes. I just met you.
Well, good thing is there's a track record of me doing this with people on. I'm very trustworthy.
Okay. Am I trying shit?
Yeah, we're doing a taste test.
Oh, God. Well, with this energy drink, I don't know.
What you mean?
My freaking taste buds is just like non-sugar, but sugar in my mouth.
I can pour you some water.
Okay.
And some water here. Damn, I brought a lot of things for you to taste.
I love how you have pink, too.
Yeah, that's a new one.
You love pink.
I lost the black one.
Black is my color, so.
I think I actually left the black one in Dallas.
Yeah.
Spoon here.
Okay.
Ooh, I got a lot for you to taste.
Oh, man.
So let me pour you...
Nervous.
water.
I love competitions, too. I just want there to be like a competition with chefs where it actually... Oh, shit.
I'm going to give you a cup.
Oh, okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's filled with water.
Oh, okay.
For you to
clean my taste buds.
Clean your taste buds. And you know how this goes.
Yeah. Except that we got to have some music.
Yeah, I'm saving you the crazy music so we can keep talking while you're trying here.
Oh, man.
I don't think any of these are really hard. I think they're just fun little chef experiment. See where you're at.
All right. I'm going to actually drink some water.
Cleanse your palate real quick. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, open up.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, what?
Oh, carrots.
Okay.
Do I actually have to eat it? Because it's gonna like linger. Okay, fine.
You got the water. I'll give you a smaller bite on the next one.
I hate fucking carrots too.
You hate carrots?
At least raw and thick. Oh no. That's what she said.
Raw. Ladies and gentlemen, she doesn't like it raw or thick.
No. Oh God.
That's terrible.
Okay.
You got one.
Ding ding ding.
All right, number 2. Open up. Such a chef. You push it to the front of your mouth first.
It tastes like so many things. Hold on.
What are you thinking?
It's an unseasoned blackberry.
Yeah.
It tasted like a lychee, but the texture, that's a seeds.
Yeah. Blackberry. Good job.
Blackberry from Whole Foods because they're not ready yet.
I maybe have got them at Ralph's.
You know what? Ralph's has good shit sometimes.
They're produce.
They have lemongrass.
Yeah, they do. In multiple forms.
Yeah, I love it.
They have it in like the little squeeze tube and also raw.
Yep, I always go there too.
Where should we go next? Wait.
I love all these containers you have.
Yeah, a bunch of delis. Okay. Let's go this route.
Oh gosh.
Open up. Really?
Tomato paste.
There you go.
Okay. At first it tasted like baby food. Then I'm like, nah, let me see what else could this be.
It basically is baby food.
Yeah. Good old tomato paste. Oh, man.
I've given you 2 staples of Italian cooking.
I know. Thank God.
All right, here we go. Open up. That was kind of
God.
That was a big bite. Sorry. You have practiced this. I can tell the way.
Kiwi. Is it?
Nope.
No.
No.
Oh, no. I have no idea what it is in.
Dafne, you're incorrect.
Fuck, man. Dafne is how he would call
Dafne.
it. Wow.
Dragon fruit.
Oh, man.
It does have a kiwi-like texture.
Yeah.
Damn.
That was hard.
Damn, Daphne.
Damn. Oh, God. Just like tomato paste and dragon fruit.
Well, by the way you chew, you're going to get this one real quick, but here we go. Open up.
The way I chew.
Yeah.
Oh, capers.
Yeah, see, I knew. I shouldn't even have done it. That was a freebie.
I love capers, anchovies, all of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, you have like so many taste buds in your tongue. You have to move it around.
Move it around.
Yeah.
I like doing this with people that are not in the food world.
Oh, they suck at it.
It's so funny.
I know. And they get disgusted by it too for some reason.
I've had 2 chefs miss carrot though.
Wow.
Yeah.
I use it a lot. Mirepoix.
I think we all use it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. One chef was like, "It's green and vibrant." I was like, "It's not."
Green and vibrant.
Like, okay, ready? Open up.
Anchovy paste.
Yeah. I was like, okay, she said anchovy. I'll try this one.
Oh God. So much saliva is coming out of me. Oh my God. God, my breath right now, dude.
Yeah. Okay,
I feel like a dragon.
Last one.
I have so much anchovy taste in my mouth right now. This is gonna be hard.
Open up.
Oh God. Oh God. I hate this fruit so much.
You do?
Oh.
I hate it too.
Papaya.
Yeah.
My mom trauma. Can I take these off?
Yep, you're good. You made it.
Woo!
Wow, you only missed one.
Wow. And
job.
that was, I was close. Hold on, I gotta make sure my eyelashes look okay. My mom, when I was little, would leave the papaya out, just gushing of its milk. Did you ever do that? Or your mom ever do that?
No,
Maybe it's just a Hispanic thing then. Oh, but my mom would literally just have papaya, like out, and it would smell like shit.
It smells terrible. It
smells
tastes like puke
ass.
sometimes.
I don't know what's up with people liking papaya. I don't like it.
Now, I went to Hawaii.
That's a whole different thing.
I had a papaya there that I was like, oh my God, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is delicious. Why don't they taste like this on the mainland?
I think people just don't care about it here, so they probably, grow it where shit grows.
There's two different types, and the strawberry papaya is the one that tastes like shit, and that's what we mostly get.
Yeah, I mean,
and they just call it papaya. They don't label it as a different type of papaya. But in Hawaii, they had different names for different papayas, and I was like,
If I were to get papaya like on an ingredient list on a competition show, it'd be horrible.
Pissed?
I just don't know how to use it. Like you can put it in ceviche. Kind of, but even then, that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you could mix it with other fruit and make like a puree and put it as a filling.
But you have to hide it. That's the thing. I wouldn't want to hide it.
How do you highlight it?
Like, that's hard. Unless you do, you could do like a papaya risotto with mascarpone or some weird shit like that,
Still, the mascarpone is...
do you not like mascarpone?
No, I love it. I'm saying that is...
yeah, it's still a mask.
That's masking
That's where it's hiding. Oh, God, just my... You gave me... Oh, God. Oh, that was great. Thank you. Really brought back memories.
Yeah, well, you did much better.
Yeah, well, it wasn't... Like I said, they overcooked the shit out of that.
Yeah.
You cannot taste it.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste like anything.
So, you don't have to say, because you probably aren't allowed, but you can gesture if you want. But do they fuck with you on this show? Do they does your oven go off?
Okay, yes.
She just says, okay,
yes. We got fucked over many times. There were times where we had to cook beef Wellingtons. And we would leave the temperature. As soon as you get in, you change the temperature, right? And so we would put it at the specific temp, which is 412, and then high fan. And so we would go back and it would be all the way up. Then I think it was the sous chefs that would just fuck with us because it makes good TV. The low boys or the lower ovens would not work, or they would not come up to heat. So you would put stuff in, you're 2 minutes, and then it's still freaking raw. So they definitely fucked with you to get something out. Yeah. And sometimes they didn't have specific things, or I don't know. It was just, I think they do it because they know it's gonna be greatness if you fuck up.
Yeah.
But no, they definitely did all the time.
Are there any shows you have on your radar that you would like to do? Like any other?
Obviously Top Chef would be a cool thing. Yeah. I think that I still need more years of experience for sure, because that's high level.
It's high level
for sure. And so once you're on Top Chef, it's your career takes off for sure.
Yeah. Then you're back in the restaurant world.
Yeah, that too. And I don't know if I would love to have a restaurant, but then I'm it's not the same, unless it's my kind of conditions. But Top Chef for sure would help me do that. I'm just scared to do it. Yeah. I'm scared. I feel with Hell's Kitchen, that was, I was very, it was an easier competition because they had 40-year-olds against 20-year-olds. And most of the 40-year-olds were gone by top 10. And Alex, he's the one that won, he's 40. So he's not even really a 40-year-old. So he's still... You
were barely a 20-year-old.
Yeah, right. And that's why I I think, because I don't know.
Top of the age group.
I was 20. I barely made the cut. Thank God.
Yeah.
29 is when I was 29 when I got Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
Thank God. I was the oldest one. The youngest one was 21.
Wow.
And I had to eat her head to get to the top. I mean, it was probably rough not hearing your name.
Oh, yeah. I just stand there and watch confetti fall on my face, and it wasn't for me.
It's funny. When that happened to me, I was just happy for Alex, the winner.
Sure.
Because he's a 40-year-old. He's like, has a family.
Yeah.
He's tried. And I'm still in my career. I'm still going. So when the confetti fell, like, I instantly hugged Chef Ramsey and I was like, thank you. Like the fact that I got here, second place to the door is the best thing ever. He's like, you're a badass. Like, don't worry, you're going to like kill it in this industry. And then Alex, he's happy and crying. And I'm like still enjoying the celebration though.
But that's because you can respect Alex for who he is and his journey and the whole situation. Because when Dara won, that was my experience with Dara. I gave her a hug. Yeah. Like when I got eliminated and I hugged Dara, I said, "Go win this thing," and she did. And so like, I was super happy for Dara, and she's an amazing chef and will have an amazing career. My issue with like Claudia the whole time is she was the person that was complaining every day that she was there.
No.
She was the person that was ruining the group plans to go out to dinner. She was the one saying, we can't go there. I can't afford that. But then on the next ride out, she was buying DVDs at fucking Amoeba.
Oh.
And it's like, wait, you just spent $85 on DVDs and CDs, made us go to Amoeba. Well, I don't want to go to Amoeba. I live in LA. I don't need to go to Amoeba.
Yeah.
And you spent all this money, but we couldn't go to the seafood restaurant last night because you can't afford the seafood. I'm confused.
So she would be the one that would change the whole look of
the whole
everyone.
Group dynamic.
Yeah, that's
she
lame.
Would every morning she would complain about having to get up so early and do her hair and blah. And it's like, I get up at 4 to do my hair. I'm like, my hair doesn't just wake up looking like this either.
It looks great, by the way.
Thank you. And it was so different on the show. I did like this.
I saw,
mohawk
you would do
thing.
So much.
It was a pain in the ass. I hated it. But I didn't complain. I was like, I chose to be here. I want to win this thing. So it was me seeing behind the curtain that she was so ungrateful for such an amazing opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's what hurt. And I tried to get over it. I invited her over to my house after. And we did a viewing party, and like we live tweeted, and we cooked together. And she sat at my table and complained about how she wished she didn't have to do the cookbook, how she hated the cookbook.
Oh.
And I'm like that's part of the prize. Damn. And I'm like, you know how hard this fucking hurts
that
right now?
Yeah.
And then she was on Facebook complaining about having to pay taxes. And I'm like,
oh no, she's just a negative Nancy, dude.
That was when I cut it off. I was like, nope.
Yeah, you can't have people like that in your life because they just drain your energy.
Yeah. And I told her, I gave her a piece of my mind, and I was like, that's it.
Yeah, you don't need most people in your life.
But that's why it was really like hard at the at the finale, and it was because
it's pretty traumatic actually.
Just knew like
what you went through,
who she was.
Well, you start kind of knowing who this person is that you're so close to once the show ends, and like Alex and I are really good friends. Like we both respect each other, and like we become great like brother and sisters. But we're two different chefs. Like I have this lifestyle. He has this lifestyle. Our mentals are different, and sometimes we're gonna bump heads. Sometimes I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Like I just can't. And like I think honestly, the right person won because I just wanted to get I wanted to make my family happy. It was never about winning. It was just to see how far can I go.
Yeah.
And like how good did I do? And I achieved all of that. Yeah. I barely did any punishments. I won a lot of challenges. Yeah. I won a lot of things. And so for me, I like the fact that he won, I was just happy that he finally got a win in his life because he had so many people shit on him throughout his whole career. He's had a rough lifestyle for sure, like me too, but his is just different, and so it was his time to shine. Yeah. And maybe yours is like still coming up. You never know. Well, I mean, look, but I shined and was treated like the winner by the public. Yeah. And so like the public saw right through the BS, and which I'm grateful for that. Did she actually do a cookbook? Well, she had to. That was part of the contract. Yeah. They stopped doing the cookbooks. I wonder why. I wonder if hers sold. I don't know. Have you actually looked at it? No.
Well, I mean, I look at it like this. Like,
Yeah.
I understand like Latin culture and Latin cuisine. Like, they don't use cookbooks.
No, we don't even measure shit.
No. So
we use coffee cups.
It's the same as Italians. You guys use coffee cups. We use our hands.
Yep.
Like, you know, it's so when I was kind of shocked. I was like, you know, like she's putting out this like, and here's the other thing. You don't get any royalties on the cookbook until it makes back what it cost to produce it. And she scrapped all of her photos she like hated and made them redo it. So that's costs more money. It doesn't mean
especially colored pictures.
Oh my God. I don't know. I'm sure working with her was a nightmare. But I know that what I know is that if I would have won, the public may have not gotten my food. Like when I didn't win, I started doing pop-ups to make money. I started working in restaurants. I loved doing the pop-ups, so I started doing pop-ups as much as I could.
Yeah.
I did pop-ups all over North America, Canada, and Mexico. I had a culinary, like Gordon gave me a culinary career by not picking me as the winner. If I would have won, I might have just taken the money, invested half of it, took the other half, and went and just continued playing drums, which kind of was my plan. Like this all was not the plan.
Yeah.
I'm letting it show me. That's how
you're
cooking
trusting
was.
the process.
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
just letting it guide me.
And do you still like talk to Chef Ramsay? Like, are you well connected with him and stuff?
Yeah, we talk on Instagram like here and there. I don't like, I'm saving the day that I need a favor. If I need it, I don't really, I'm not going to ask him for anything. Like he put me on his show. I did what I was supposed to do. I'm onto my own thing.
It'd be cool to get a drink with him though.
Yeah, but I don't think he really drinks.
No, I mean he probably works out. He works out so much. Dude.
He also he doesn't socialize.
I think so. He's so busy, dude. While we were filming Hell's Kitchen, he was filming Next Level Chef. He's just like on that mentality where he just is like, what's next? What's next? Like he's got
5 kids.
He has a lot going on. I don't know how he does it. Plus looks good and handsome. It was so intimidating.
I don't know how he does it. He smells amazing. He always smells so good.
I could never smell him because I was always so scared to get close.
Really?
Well,
you
I
gave
hugged
him a hug, you said?
I did, but at that point...
You held your breath?
At that point, I had blacked out. Anytime I was getting close to him, I was blacking out because I was just like, I can't believe I'm here with Chef Ramsay. Like we all watched him. The fact that we're actually get to be in the same room as him, we're blessed, and so many people wish they could have that.
Yeah.
And he's a nice guy.
He's super nice.
Yeah. Until you watch the YouTube videos of back in the day where he's trying to get a Michelin star, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, have you ever seen those? They're intense.
It's all intense. Like his journey is so intense.
It is.
I
think it's been 40 years of him cooking, maybe less. 30? 35,
35,
maybe?
yeah.
He started so early.
Yeah.
And like the fact that he worked with such an intense chef too.
Yeah,
like,
Marco Pierre White.
They're both, I would love to see them go head to head.
Yeah.
I don't think they talk.
I don't think they do either.
Which sucks. I feel like usually your mentors, you don't talk to them because one gets better than the other.
Sure.
I feel like that's what happened with mine.
Yeah.
He's just like.
Who's your mentor? Do you want to say?
Well, he's the one that I dedicated my dish to.
Oh yeah. You said his name.
But he's, I don't know what it is.
Jealousy's an ugly thing.
I don't like to say it out loud, but maybe it's just he wanted to be recognized his whole life, and he is for sure, but not visually, not in TV shows. So when I got to second place, he was like, "Oh yeah, good luck." Like he was just like, hating a little bit. I used to love him and stuff, but I'm like, I don't need everyone in my life to, be my cheerleader.
Yeah.
Like it's fine. I have my own group.
Yeah. It's
unfortunate, but whatever.
It's also sadly part of our business. I've had so many like event coordinators and other chefs and cooks that are like, you're so chill in the kitchen. I'm like, I check the ego at the door. Like as much as I love the fame and the cameras and all that stuff, like when it comes to putting the food on the plate, like this is my art, this is my passion. Like this is important, and the best way to get this out is just be humble with it and Like,
many chefs are not
like,
like that.
If you get angry in the kitchen, you're wasting energy, and like it's long days. So what's the point of getting angry?
And people will make shit food when you're pissed off.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. My vibe in the kitchen, like I have good music playing. Like everyone is like, "Are you good? Like who's happy?"
Yeah.
I never want to work with someone that hates what they do.
Yeah.
Like you're in the wrong industry then. Like go get a different job if you really hate what you do.
Yeah.
Like at least I feel like you love what you do. Even as a private chef, you love it, you know? You still get to do this too.
There are challenging days for sure, but
it could be a lot worse though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I don't have bad days anymore, you know, like and like Macklemore has a new song, No Bad Days. And I'm like, I love it because like there were days where I just like, I hated everything I was doing. And it was like, and it just takes looking inward and in a little bit of perspective. And it's just like food will teach you that. And it's like when the food's coming out good, why is it coming out good? Oh, I did this today. Oh, well, that's because I'm happy today. Oh, well, how do I do this tomorrow? And it's like, okay, let's live here.
Yeah, no, I think definitely.
But also not being comfortable.
Yeah, that's one thing that I learned. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Correct.
And like, and now I see that and I'm like, I love it. I love being uncomfortable in situations because it just means I'm growing.
Yeah.
It's just like water being poured on me and I'm slowly becoming this other person that I never knew existed.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely learning from like everything that I got from Hell's Kitchen is now I have a platform. Now people get to really know me. But how do I still stay consistent with my happiness with like Dafne and like, so I'm a hippie. I love meditating. I research like how to stay healed. And, I go and hug a tree and I just, in Malibu, I sit down and watch, the surfers or like the dead dolphins that are on the shore. Dude, there's so many in Malibu. What? I know, it's so sad. I think it's all the orcas. I don't know. Some shit goes down in that ocean. But
some shit.
Malibu, it's just a beautiful place. And like, you really have to sit down and be grateful and enjoy the little things.
Yo, we should try to meet often in Malibu for like coffee and just like
so down. I just went to that oyster bar.
Which one?
It's right where the Whole Foods is.
Oh yeah.
That place is cool.
Super dope.
Cool music and they have good beer.
Blasting music all the time. Yeah.
I never knew it was there. It's like in the corner, in the back corner.
Yeah, it's in the back by the Tesla chargers.
Oh God. So yeah, that's there. But I would love to because I still need to figure out like cool bars in Malibu. I don't know where to go around there.
They're building it. Because there's not much, but
yeah, we're definitely neighbors.
Yeah,
small world.
Let's also bring you back on the podcast because I feel like we could just keep talking.
Yeah, we can get into weird shit too.
But we've done 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Shit.
And I got to get to work.
Yeah, damn, that's a lot. Okay.
But thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome anytime. And if you have any events or something and you want to come on and talk about it and promote it or whatever.
For sure. Thank you.
You're welcome anytime.
Chef. Thanks for having me, guys. I loved it here. I'll definitely be back.
All right. Hey, everyone. Thank you for watching A Bunch of Losers. I truly appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and share. Action.